So without further ado, let's get started. Let's welcome me and Martha. Cheeks as red as a blooming rose, eyes the prettiest brown. She's the darling of my heart, prettiest little girl in town. I wish I had a glass of wine, bread and meat for two. I'd set it all on a silver plate, give it all to you. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Wish I had a big fine horse, corn to feed him on. Little Shady Grove would stay at home and feed him when I'm gone. I would see little Shady Grove, she was standing in the door, her shoes and stockings in her hand, her little bare feet on the floor. Oh, Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. When I was a little boy, I wanted a Barlow knife. Now that I'm this great big boy, I want Shady Grove to be my wife. One kiss from little Shady Grove, sweet as brandy wine. There ain't no girl in this whole wide world prettier than mine. Oh, Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Hey, Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Oh, Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Hey, Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We are me and Martha. You notice I have a bit of an accent. I'm actually from Belfast, Maine originally. I live in Virginia now. You know what they call people from Maine?
Crazy.
Maniacs, that's right. And
Maniac, crazy. That was my guitar.
Don's originally from Harrisonburg, Virginia. So you know what they call people from Harrisonburg?
Harry Burgers.
So you have a maniac and a Harry Burger playing for you today.
It's a song called The Blue Moon in Kentucky.
We do a lot of promotion of bluegrass music, and this is a song that Bill Monroe wrote. So he was the father of bluegrass after all. Keep on shining, shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining, shine on the one that's gone, left me blue. It was on a moonlit night, the stars were shining bright. You whispered from on high, your love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining, shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. On a moonlit night, the stars were shining bright. You whispered from on high, your love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining, shine on the one that's gone, left me blue. I said blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining, shine on the one that's gone, left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining, shine on one that's gone, left me blue. from on high. Your love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue.
Thank you, thank you. The bass sounds a little boomy up here.
Anybody know where the first bluegrass festival in the world was held? Is in 1961.
1961, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
1960.
The first bluegrass festival that used the word bluegrass in the same concept of the festival was 1961.
It was a,
Now we're all about the Shenandoah Valley.
it was a celebration that involved promotion of the festival and did not include any other genres of music, and it was in Luray, Virginia, July 4th, 1961, and Don and I actually did the 50th anniversary in 2011, and 4,000 people showed up to help us celebrate. So
Here's a Patty Page tune, a little far away from bluegrass. Pee Wee King wrote it.
I was waltzing with my darling to Tennessee waltz when an old friend I happened to see. I introduced her to my loved one, and while they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. Only you know how much I have lost. Yes, I lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee waltz. Beneath the beautiful harvest moon, and I was the girl who was lucky, but it all ended too soon. As I sit here alone in the moonlight, I can see her smiling face, and I long once more for your embrace and the beautiful Kentucky waltz. And I long once more for your embrace and the beautiful Kentucky waltz.
Not everybody in the world got to music like I did. I thought everybody played music until I went to college. I found out then people didn't always play music. So this is a song about people who get their music the other way. Written by a friend of ours named Leslie King.
I stole it from her. She's so generous to let me do it too. I didn't spend my childhood in the hills of Virginia. Never learned to sing in a gospel choir. My daddy didn't spend his days toiling in a coal mine. Didn't play a fiddle by the fire. I didn't leave my home to find work in the city. Never left my one true love alone. My mother didn't cry for me 'cause I went rambling. No white dove in sorrow had to moan. But when I picked up my old guitar and play those old time tunes, I is loose. Spend my Sundays in a little mountain church house. Never pushed a power, held a hoe. That blue moon of Kentucky never once shone down upon me. What it feels like I may never know. I'll fly away across the Blue Ridge Mountains, a little cabin home in the pines. I only go there when the fiddles and the banjos take me. They're forever gentle on my mind. But when I pick up my old guitar and play those old time tunes, I go home to a place I never knew, where the hills are green and the grass is blue. It's that old home place I never knew. Thank you very much. We do have CDs available. We have an old one that we're sending out today. We are working on a new one, and that particular song was going to be on our new CD. So,
yes. This next song we're going to do was written in the 1850s. I need one of those hole covers for my guitar. One of those 1850s. I'll use my hand temporarily. 1850s. It was written and copyrighted by a guy in Front Royal, Virginia. It's the first song in the world to ever sell 1 million copies. This is recorded in 1922 by Pop Stoneman.
It was recorded by Thomas Edison himself on a beeswax cylinder.
Original, yes, it was. So this song is encounters a preacher and a bear. One of my favorite songs. If you know this song from your own background, let me know where you got it. Well, the preacher went out hunting. It was on one Sunday morn, and although it was against his religion, he took his gun along. He shot himself some very fine quail and one little old measly hare. And then on his way returning home, he met a great big old grizzly bear. And now the bear marched out in the middle of the road, right up to the preacher, you see. Well, the preacher, he got so excited, he climbed up a cinnamon tree. And then the bear sat down upon the ground, and the preacher climbed out on a limb. And then he cast his eyes to the Lord in the skies, and these words he said to him: "Oh Lord, you delivered Daniel from the lion's den, and you also delivered Jonah from the belly of the whale. Amen. There were 3 Hebrew children from the fiery furnace. Now the good book it do declare. So now, Lord, if you don't help me, for goodness sakes, don't you help that bear." Why, the preacher stayed up there in that tree, I think it was all night. And then he said, "Oh Lordy, if you don't help me, you're gonna see one awful fight." Well, about that time, to let him let go, the preacher, he came a-tumbling down. Why, you ought to see him get his razor out before he hit the ground. Why, he hit the ground cutting right and left. He put up a very clean fight. And then the bear hugged the preacher, just squeezed him a little too tight. The preacher lost his razor, but the bear held on with him. The preacher then cast his eyes to the Lord in the skies, and these words he said to him: "Oh Lord, you delivered Daniel from the lion's den, and you also delivered Jonah from the belly of the whale. Amen. There were 3 Hebrew children from the fiery furnace. Now the good book it do declare. So now, oh Lordy, if you don't help me, for goodness sakes, don't you help that bear." Well, they fought plumb down to the river. It was a terrible fight. There was growling, scratching, and biting, but the preacher, he was doing all right. Why, he drugged the beast in the waters 3 times in and out. The old bear got up and limped away. The preacher, he began to shout: "Oh Lord, you delivered Daniel from the lion's den, and you also delivered Jonah from the belly of the whale. Amen." Now I know it may not look like much from up there where you are, but the hardest work I've ever done was baptizing a bear. The hardest work I've ever done was baptizing a bear. Preacher and the bear.
Thank you very much. We have the banjo now. Don's primary instrument is the banjo. He teaches bluegrass instruments at Eastern Mennonite University. He has his PhD in music, so we always have a great time when he brings out the banjo. It's such a happy instrument. I heard that there are no sad songs that you can play on the banjo, so we are going to do a couple songs, and then we'll get you younger folks up here to learn a little ook, and we're all excited about that. Here it is.
Our motto is play well with others.
Yes.
I love my banjo, never goes out of tune, regardless of what those jokes are about banjo players always being out of tune. You ready, dear?
Yeah.
Ready? Going up the Cripple Creek, going in a run. Going up the Cripple Creek to have a little fun. Roll my britches up to my knees. Wade old Cripple Creek when I please. Going, going, going. Is it noon yet?
Yes.
Good.
Here's a song that we work for a company called Young Audiences of Virginia. So we go into all the schools and we do this particular song coming up called Grandfather's Clock. So if you're so inclined to help us out with the tick-tock part and keep the beat with your tongue, it goes like this. Clock broke. I think we only have time for one more song.
This next song I'm going to do is kind of the first time I've ever done this here. We're near enough to Lexington, it almost counts. The Washington and Lee University has a fight song called the Washington and Lee Swing. It was copyrighted by two gentlemen from Lexington in the 1800s, somewhere towards the end of it. And lo and behold, if you go back far enough, about another 5 years, you'll find out that these same two gentlemen were in a war down in Mexico. And two gentlemen down there had a bet who could write the most patriotic song in Mexico. And today, the second most patriotic song in Mexico, beyond their national anthem, which sounds remarkably like the Washington and Lee Swing. In fact, I defy you to tell the difference between the two tunes. You can go on YouTube and look them up, and you'll see very clearly that they're the same song that somebody ran back up here and copyrighted for the United States. Here's a song called the Washington and Lee Swing. because you think you're so pretty,
That's me.
just because you think you're so hot, just because you think you got something like me, ain't nobody else has got. Oh, you cause me to spend all my money and laugh and call me old Santa Claus. Oh, I'm telling you, honey, I'm through with you because, just because. Oh, won't you come home, Bill Bailey, won't you come home? She moaned the whole night long. I'll do the cooking, honey, and I'll pay the rent. I know I've done you wrong. Remember that rainy evening I threw you out, nothing but a fine-tooth comb. Well, I know I'm to blame now, ain't that a shame? Bill Bailey, won't you please come home?
Thank you very much. You're a wonderful audience.